Well, that game flew by in a goddamn breeze. Holy hell. That was the fastest game I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Jesus. Thank you, Cristopher Sanchez, for being absolutely fantastic in today's game, which led to a Phillies series win in Miami, winning 3 of 4. They win today by a score of 2-1. The offense was very anemic, surprise, surprise. They could not hit Edward Cabrera for anything, and then the Marlins brilliantly decided to take Edward Cabrera out of the game, and then once they take Cabrera out of the game, the Phillies tied the game up. And then, of course, a throw from third base hits the umpire, which probably would have prevented a run from going to third base and maybe a run from scoring if the ball went into the dugout or something like that. The game was tied, and then you get a huge Kyle Schwarber to give you the lead, which would be, the only other run you get in this game. And honest to God, I thought Cristopher Sanchez was going to go to distance in this game because his pitch count was in a very good spot. And then, of course, the fucking final batter that he faced had to foul off like 50 billion pitches to take him out of the game. Honest to God, I still would have brought Cristopher Sanchez in to go to distance because he was like, at like 91, 92, 93 pitches or something like that. I would have given him a chance. I definitely would have given him a chance to go to distance. Kerkering comes in, gets his second save of the series, and then that probably kicks him out for tomorrow, even though Kerkering was not used yesterday, so he might still be good to go for tomorrow's game against the Mets, so I'm not entirely sure there. But Cristopher Sanchez was really good. Besides the Schwarber, nothing really much else happened in today's game, because the game was just, oh my god, it went by so quickly. I'm just playing Mario Kart as the game's going on, and I play one race, 2 innings pass by. That's how fast it was going. I'm like, oh, it's the second inning. Oh, it's the third inning. Oh, it's the 4th inning, 5th inning, 6th inning, 7th inning. Jesus Christ, it's going by. I played like 3-4 races. The game's halfway over at that point. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Can't hit for lick. Also, Cristopher Sanchez was really good. There was some good defense in the game. I freaking thought that Alec Boehm's boot at third base, it's been a rare boot for Alec Boehm this year because he's actually been pretty steady at third base. I thought that boot was going to cost him the game. I really did. I really did. Then the Marlins got first and third with 2 outs. But then thankfully, Ryan Kerkering was able to shut things down, thankfully. And it ended up being a series win. So you take 3 of 4. In theory, you did your job. You did what you had to do and win a series 3 of 4 at minimum in Miami in the worst environment to play in whatsoever. It is the most dreadful environment to play in whatsoever because there is no atmosphere down in Miami in that ballpark. There is no sense of a fan base, even though the Phillies fans probably traveled well down there. The atmosphere is probably still very dead, regardless of how many Phillies fans are even there. Holy fucking shit. So you got that done. You've won, 3 series in a row? Going back to the Cubs series. So you won a series against the Cubs. You swept Toronto. You won 3 of 4 against Miami. And now you have a huge 2-series stretch upcoming here with the New York Mets, especially, and the Houston Astros on the road. And the New York Mets, who have already lost the series to the Atlanta Braves. I believe they're losing currently, if I'm not mistaken, halfway through that ballgame as well. Yes, they are losing 3-1, so the Mets on a possible chance of getting swept in that series. You gotta be able to fucking beat. You gotta get some fucking revenge against the Mets team, but this fucking game does not give me any confidence with the bats. I'm just being honest there. I'm just being honest. Holy fucking shit. This just like some games they like hit it. Seriously, it's hot. I don't even want to say fucking hot and cold. It's literally just fucking boomer bust still with this offense, and it's the boomer bust without the power. Like that's even the more annoying thing. That's like when they even boom, they don't even use power. They're just hitting singles all over the place and they're scoring runs. Maybe they have a home run, in there or something like that with maybe Schwarber or something. But single, double, maybe a home run, and then when they're not, they're just not doing anything. It's so ugly to watch. My God. You won today because of Cristopher Sanchez's greatness, and the run that he even allowed was fucking fluky. It was a swinging bunt that Cristopher Sanchez actually made a nice play on. It was just the runner was too fast. It was in the perfect spot, so really can't blame anything on that situation. What else happened in this game? Brandon Marsh, I believe, had a fly ball that died right at the warning track. Would have been an opposite field shot. I think he had 2 of those. Otto Kemp almost missed his first major league home run. Died right at the warning track, but he still got a hit for it. because I believe it was Sanchez out in the right field for the Marlins and he dropped it or something like that at the wall. I don't know. This game just went by too quickly. Uh, Even though I could say that is a good thing, because it's always nice for games to go by quickly. It wasn't a pretty game. It was pretty on the Cristopher Sanchez front. It was pretty on the Cristopher Sanchez front because he was very good. He was very good. I don't want to take anything away from Cristopher Sanchez because that's how nasty he was. And he's actually been pretty nasty in his past couple of starts. 8 innings for Cristopher Sanchez. I believe that's the first time a Phillies pitcher this season has surpassed or gone through a full 8 innings in this game or in this season. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, no walks for Cristopher Sanchez, and 4 strikeouts on 91 pitches. No walks for him is huge. He threw 70 strikes. Yeah, pitch count was very low. He was getting basically through every inning with a breeze. I don't think he surpassed 20 pitches in one inning. I think the most pitches he threw in an inning was 18. That's how sharp Cristopher Sanchez was in today's game. Then you get a Ryan Kerkering with 1 inning, 1 hit, an error, and 13 pitches to get the save. So good for him. Good for him. Offensively, you had 6 hits with the Marlins, 6 hits. Trey Turner was 0 for 4. Kyle Schwarber 1 for 3 with the go-ahead solo shot, which was very much needed. Alec Bohm 1 for 4. Nick Castellanos 0 for 4. Max Kepler 1 for 3. Kemp 1 for 3. Oh yeah, freaking Otto Kemp. He has been made some. He fits in well with this team because he makes some very boneheaded decisions on the base paths. Bryson Stott had an infield single in that top of the 9th inning, and you would have had Kemp on third base for a chance to drive him home with 2 outs and a man on first and third. It was a weird infield hit for Bryson Stott. It went to the first baseman. I guess the pitcher wasn't paying attention at the time and it wasn't going to cover first base. So that's the Miami Marlins for you. But then Otto Kemp tries to go home and he's thrown out by 20 billion feet. Like, what are we doing? What the fuck is going on here? Probably a faster runner scores in that situation, but like, come on. Come on. What are we doing here? It's picturesque Phillies. Just dumb. Just dumb. Bryson Stott 2 for 3 with an RBI. Marchand 0 for 3, and then Brandon Marsh 0 for 3. He had a couple of good swings in this game, but still over. Brandon Marsh has actually gotten his average up to 252, which is very surprising, considering where he was. And Alec Bohm's also gotten his average to 291, so also considering where he was to start the year. So that's very interesting. Phillies went 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Let's just go. Seriously, if you just look at the play-by-play on ESPN here, 1, 2, 3 inning. Top of the 2nd inning, they actually had a couple of base runners. Kepler with a walk, Stott with a single that got Kepler to third base, but then Stott got thrown out trying to steal second base. Top 3, you go 1, 2, 3. Top 4, technically 1, 2, 3 because of a double play. Top 5, you had a 2-out walk, nothing happened there. Top 6, 1, 2, 3. Top 7. That's when you score your first run of the game. Bohm reached it on an infield single. And seriously, it was an infield single that anybody on this team, probably besides Alec Bohm, beats by 50 feet. And Alec Bohm, of course, made it close. So he gets the infield single. Castellanos then strikes out. But then for some reason, the Marlins decide to go to the bullpen. Kepler singles on the first pitch he sees, then advances to second on the wild pitch. Then Kemp gets hit by a pitch. He's been getting hit by a lot of pitches. And then Bryson Stott grounds into the fielder's choice, which was a hard hit to third base, a complete misthrow to first base, which hit the umpire at first, which probably prevented, well, actually, it was a grounder to third base where the third baseman tagged third, and then the throw completely missed first base and hit the first base umpire. And of course, when it hits the umpire, prevents it from going to the backstop, possibly into the dugout, which would have advanced more runners, so blah, 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 but that's kind of bad luck in that situation. And then, of course, Marchand lines out, so you only score 1 run in that situation. And then top 8, Schwarber with a 2-out solo shot after the Marlins go to the bullpen once again, and that's basically how the game ended. Kemp with the double in the 9th, and then, of course, he gets thrown out on the stupid infield single situation. And then a little bit of a situation in the 9th. Ramirez with the first out. Kerkering gets the first out, and then an error by Alec Bohm, which would have been an easy out number 2. Then Stowers flies out, and then a single by Wagman in an 0-2 count, obviously. Moves Lopez to third, but then Myers popped up to end the ball game. So just good stuff by Kerkering. I think Kerkering has, in terms of his ERA, I believe he has a sub-1 ERA since like May. So that's how good he's lowered his ERA to 2.37. So basically, at this point, Kerkering has been your most reliable reliever out of the bullpen, and no wonder why he's getting save opportunities. Maybe that's just preparing him for future outings. He got the save in the first game of the series, if I'm not mistaken. So I wouldn't be shocked if maybe he's used in the closer role against the Mets. unless they still go by closer by committee. Oh God, if I see Matt Strom trying to close a game against the Mets, I'd be terrified. I'd be fucking terrified. But yeah, that's it for this game. There's nothing else. There is nothing else. My God. No, there's nothing else. Cristopher Sanchez was just that good. Cristopher Sanchez was just that good. Here's a little bit of a thread by Bob Wankel, from On Pattison. He's also the co-host of the Fighting Words podcast. Is he on Pattison? Yeah. He's the co-host of the Fighting Words podcast with Anthony Sanfilippo edited that podcast for us. This is what Bob Wankel says. The Phillies have some real issues, but this starting rotation and its depth, it's simply outrageous. It's probably brushed aside because they got solid starts against the Mets last October and were quickly bounced. Understandable, but it still makes them dangerous. 3 guys out there, Wheeler, Sanchez, and Suarez, who stand as number ones in the league. Luzardo is shaky right now, but has shown top of the rotation upside. Abel looks like a solid back of the rotation guy, while your $24 million number 2 is out, all with their best pitching prospect in years knocking on the door. They have to find 2 more bats, I'm assuming, plus bullpen arms. That's what he means. Yeah, the starting rotation is very good. And I think the rotation lineup for this weekend is Zach Wheeler tomorrow, Mick Abel on Saturday, and then Luzardo on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it's lined up to be. And then for the series in Houston, it would be Ranger, Sanchez, and Wheeler, I believe so, if that's the case. And I think they do have a day off on Monday before going to Houston, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the case. Yeah, look at that schedule just to see, because I know we talked about it yesterday with Friday's pitching matchup. I think Tyler Miguel or Trevor Miguel for the Mets, he just got injured, so he was supposed to start on Friday. Now he's not. So we got to see what the Mets are doing in that situation. So right now it's to be determined. And then on Saturday it's Mick Abel against Griffin Canning. 6-3 with a 3.8 ERA. He got lit up in his last start against the Rays. Actually, his last 2 starts have not been good. 4 earned runs against the Nationals and 6 earned runs against the Tampa Bay Rays. So maybe there's something to that. And then Luzardo is on Sunday against Peterson, who is 5-2 with a 2.6 ERA. Peterson is not this good. 7 innings, 3 earned runs. He had a complete game against the fucking Nationals. When did fucking David Peterson become good all of a sudden? When did he become good all of a sudden? That just doesn't make sense. Yeah, then you do have an off day on Monday, and you play Ranger Suarez against Framber Valdez. Framber Valdez is 8-4 with a 3.09 ERA. Sanchez on Wednesday against Colton Gordon, 2-1 with a 4.70 ERA. And then Zach Wheeler against Hunter Brown on on Thursday. Which, looking right now, Hunter Brown might be the Cy Young favorite because he is 8-3 with a sub-2 ERA at 1.88. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah. Then after Houston, they go to Atlanta for 3. And then they're home against San Diego. Then they have also a 3-game series against the Reds. And then they go on the road before the All-Star break. 3 in San Francisco and 3 in San Diego. Joy. But all eyes are now focused on the New York Mets series. And the score of that game is still 3-1 Braves in the bottom of the 6th. So the Mets are in dire situation of possibly getting swept 2 series in a row. So we'll see. And there was also some news before today's Phillies game. I believe they optioned Weston Wilson and they transferred Aaron Nola to the 60-day IL. And in terms of optioning Weston Wilson, they brought up Buddy Kennedy. So, Buddy Kennedy is back. Yeah, here's the full announcement. Today, the Phillies have selected the contract of infielder Buddy Kennedy from the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs to make room on the 26-man roster. Weston Wilson was optioned to Lehigh Valley following last night's game. To make room on the 40-man roster, Aaron Nola was transferred to the 60-day IL. Yeah, that's basically it news-wise. There really wasn't any other update on the Rincones thing last night, so obviously that probably was not trade-related. It was probably just a normal day off for him, I'm assuming. So there's probably nothing to that situation. But I think there was an update from Rob Thompson on Bryce Harper in today's game. I think there was. I think it was talking about he traveled to Miami today with the team. He's starting to throw the ball or something like that, or soft toss or something like that, and he might be able to hit off the tee tomorrow back in Philadelphia. I think that was the news update. I'm paraphrasing here, obviously, but I think that's what Rob Thompson was talking about. I probably should have looked this up, Bryce Harper. Harper, just to see what the news is on him. Yeah, it's from John Clark 3 hours ago. Good news on Bryce Harper. He is back in Philly with the team in Miami. And he started to throw today. He has been taking some grounders. He also started swinging the bat. Rob Thompson says he hopes that Bryce may hit off the tee tomorrow. So hopefully that's the case. Hopefully it's even though I still don't expect Bryce Harper to be back until probably after the All-Star break. I just feel like they're gonna push that back as much as possible. Same thing with Aaron Nola. We're probably not seeing Aaron Nola until the fucking August at this rate. And I know people see 60-day IL. Oh my God, Aaron Nola's IL even longer. No, it's still just adding on to what his normal IL stint was. They're not adding an extra 60 days. They're just transferring him to the 60-day list. I think he had an interview on the Fight Words podcast, actually, with Anthony Sanfilippo and Bob Wankel, and he did say probably will be another 2 months or something like that. Probably won't be back till August. So that's probably when you can expect Aaron Nola back, is around August. So he has as much time to heal as possible with the way the starting rotation is pitching right now. So I guess that's a good sign. No, there's really not much else on the Twitterverse. Not much else on the Twitterverse at all. No, I don't see anything else. And obviously, with the way this game went by so quickly, the Braves have bases loaded again in the bottom of the 6th inning against the Mets. Who's on the mound for them? Who's pitching? It was Clay Holmes, and then he threw 104 pitches in 4 2/3 innings. Holy fucking shit. Holy shit. And Strider's on the mound for the Braves. Let's see. What's Juan Soto? I know Juan Soto had that really bad base running blunder the other night against the Braves, where it was like a great catch by Ronald Acuna, and then he got doubled up at first base, if I'm not mistaken. So it was kind of bad base running there. Hopefully it's not a sign of the Braves getting hot. Even though it's very beneficial that the Mets are losing. It's kind of in the process of the Braves winning. So with this win, Phillies are a half game behind the Mets. So with the Mets lose, you're going into the series with the Mets tied for first place in the East. So hopefully that's a good thing. Well, it is a good thing. The Mets have lost 5 in a row, on pace to lose 6 in a row. And hopefully you're just catching them cold. Hopefully you're catching them on a bad stretch to where you can take advantage of them. Hopefully. You should be able to win 2 out of 3 against this Mets team. Hopefully. Because I've said many other things that maybe could benefit the Phillies in the future, and it always comes back to bite me in the ass. Oh, they should do this. Oh, they should do this. Oh, no, I eat a pile of shit. Because that's what the Phillies do to us. And I don't think there's anything else. No, I don't. I don't even know when. I don't even know when Brodes is going to post his pod. I know he's probably a fucking sleep right now because he has the radio on WIP at 2 in the morning. And this is normally when he's fucking sleeping. So he's probably going to fucking wake up and like, oh my God, the game's over already? Holy hell. Olsen just bases clearing 6-1 now. My God. So yeah, most likely the Mets are getting swept coming into Philadelphia. 2 series sweeps. The Mets have gotten swept twice in a row, basically. Coming into Philadelphia. The Phillies better take a fucking advantage of that. They better. We do have 2 voicemails here on the Anytime Hotline. We might as well get to those. Then I'll get to some of you guys in the contract. And not the contract, in the comment section. I'll get to you guys there. We got Steven. We got Sean. Let's get to Sean. See what Sean's got to say. It's probably the same conversation. Complimenting Cristopher Sanchez. Nagging on the bats, which is rightfully so. Rightfully warranted. Probably easy summary right there. But let's hear Sean what he has to say.
Well, I know this. It's only June, but the Phillies should send some early Christmas gifts and cards to Clayton McCullough for taking Cabrera out. This newfangled way of baseball just is mind-boggling to me. Even from the Phillies' perspective, I mean, I would have personally liked to see Sanchez at least start the ninth and get a chance to finish what you start, but It's a new age. It's a new way of doing things. I'm happy Sanchez got the win. He deserved it. Once again, his offense is nowhere to be found. The base running, shoddy to say the least.
Shoddy.
But he got the win on a Schwarbaum. But now we face the team that makes the urine run down their leg a little bit in the New York Mets. You know there's going to be a lot of Met fans in attendance. Two of the three pitchers that are pitching for the Mets in that series own the Phillies. So it'll be real interesting to see with a slumping offense what they can do against the Tyler McGill, who they never lay a bat on.
McGill's not
My
pitching.
advice to Zach Wheeler tomorrow, pitch a shutout, because that might get you into extra innings. I just don't trust our offense at all, but we'll see. I mean, this is what you want if you're the Phillies. The team you're chasing is coming to your park. You are obligated to kick their ass.
Well, McGill's not pitching tomorrow, I think. Yeah, McGill's not pitching, so advantage Phillies? I don't know. I don't know what the Mets are going to do. Either they go bullpen game, I would assume, unless they call somebody up or they rush somebody. I don't know what they do, because I think it was his last start. McGill, I think it was a shoulder injury that he went on, so he's not pitching. So it's just Peterson that owns the Phillies is pitching on Sunday. So in theory, with the pitching matchups, with McGill now out, and the possibility of the Mets having to be forced to do a bullpen game unless they force somebody into the rotation or they call somebody up to make that spot start. Advantage Phillies, maybe. I don't think have they faced Canning this year? I don't think they have, from my knowledge. Okay, he did. Okay, they did face Canning. He faced him in that series in New York on the 22nd of April. 5 innings, 7 hits, 1 earned run allowed, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So, yeah, the Phillies have seen him once this year. But overall, hopefully, should be advantage Phillies. I would love to see the offense just have that really good series like they had against fucking Toronto and just crush the Mets and give them the payback that they deserve for what they did to Weston City Field earlier this year. I would love that. But we'll see. Yeah, a lot of Mets fans will be here this weekend. I will also be in attendance on Saturday. It'll be very fucking hot out this weekend. I think it's supposed to be very hot. It was very fucking hot today until that gigantic fucking thunderstorm came through. Holy shit. But, yeah, tomorrow's going to be 84 degrees. Saturday, 90 degrees. Sunday, 97. The ball should be flying. The ball should be flying at Citizens Bank Park this weekend. In theory. So, hopefully we see a Schwarbaum or two. I would like to see Trey Turner finally get a home run at Citizens Bank Park this year. All of his fucking home runs have came on the road, which is very weird. I would just like to see the offense show up, please. It'd be nice. Give us something good to feel good about. You've had a nice stretch of winning here. Keep the good feelings going, maybe, please. Especially against a team that, you win a series against the Mets and you beat them up pretty good. It's an eye-popping series. Maybe it gets that bad feeling out of our minds for a little bit. You need to go in against the Mets team that is struggling right now, and you got to take advantage of that. You can't let them get hot again. You just can't. You just cannot. Let's get the Stevens call. See what he's got to say.
Hey, Amadeo. So they took 3 or 4 here. They did what they needed to do. I'm happy with them. I mean, today wasn't the best offensive effort I've ever seen, but, I mean, Schwarber, he continues to be clutch. Sanchez has been pitching at an all-star level. I think you could start to make the argument that he is an all-star. I think he's getting in that territory. But what's really important is the series coming up this weekend against the Mets team that has lost 5 straight.
6 straight.
You got
now.
Wheeler tomorrow. He should shove. Tomorrow's a must-win. You got to at least take this series in my eyes. I'd love a sweep. I think with the way the Mets have been struggling, the Phillies really need to sweep them. But if they get 2 or 3, I'd be happy. But I'd really love a sweep after what we've went through, against this Mets team in the last year. It's just been, they've had our number, and I'm just sick of it. I want to see us just whoop them, belt the ass. So, I mean, 2 or 3 is That's the minimum. And then they got a little bit of a rougher schedule coming up. You got Atlanta, Houston, San Diego, a decent Cincinnati team after that. So we'll see what this team is made of coming up. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good. I mean, the offense and bullpen are my biggest concerns.
Obviously. Oh, that's it. I think that's it from Steven's call. Yeah. Obviously, that's basically the main issues with this team. They still need another. They need another fucking power bat in this lineup. They need a right-handed power bat badly. Badly. I don't know where to get it from, but they need it badly. The pitching, obviously, the starting rotation is fine. Yeah, the most important game of this series right now, you have to win on Friday. You have to win tomorrow's game with Wheeler on the mound and whoever the Mets are going to throw out there to replace Miguel. Because I have no idea what's happening with that situation. I don't think the Mets have even announced who's even starting yet. So it's either, like I said, they're forcing somebody from the bullpen to make a spot start, or they call somebody up to make a spot start. Did Frankie Montas just come back for them and he's in the bullpen? Do they throw Frankie Montas into the rotation for the game? I don't know what they do. I really don't know what they do. But yeah, tomorrow is desperately, you need to win tomorrow's game because that sets you up really nicely to win the series. And no, I don't think they sweep the Mets. It's kind of hard to lose 9 games in a row. But who knows? Maybe that's how bad the Mets are just going right now. Maybe. I'm not saying anything. I would love a sweep. I would love belt to ass, get your fucking revenge, and just belt to ass, basically. I would love that. You take it to the Mets, who did that to you in their own ballpark and also to you in the NLDS. You go to your own ballpark, you fucking spoil the fun of all the Mets fans. They're going to be traveling to Citizens Bank Park. You ruin their weekend, but not giving them anything to fucking cheer about. And you belt the ass them, you sweep them. Wheeler shoves, Abel shoves, Luzardo shoves, and maybe you get your offense actually clicks for a weekend series. Maybe. I would love that for it to be the case. Yeah, the Phillies do play better at Citizens Bank Park than they do on the road, so maybe there's also the added benefit there. They're one of the best teams in baseball in their own stadium, I believe. They're 24-13 in their own stadium. So we'll see where that takes them. You gotta win the series at minimum. Win tomorrow, and then we'll see where we go from there. I think that's a good deal. Win tomorrow, see where you go from there. Because I don't know what the Mets are throwing on the mound tomorrow. Here you go. Here's a little bit of an update right here from Luke Arancani. The Mets are now down 6-1 to the Braves. Justin Hangman, who was supposed to start for the Mets tomorrow in Philadelphia, is now in the game. If the score holds, the Phillies will. So, I wonder what that means for the Mets. Maybe they're just going bullpen game tomorrow, since they're forced to. Maybe that's the case. Maybe they're going bullpen game. So we'll see. It's funny, too, because the Yankees are also in a very bad stretch as well. So it's very weird stuff. But let's get to the chat here. Michael, how you doing? Christopher Sanchez carried us, and Orion got the job done in the bottom of the ninth. Exactly. I do have the Switch too, Franco. I do. I was playing Mario Kart World during the game, like I said, when the fucking game was flying by insanely. I love Mario Kart. The game pisses me off, but I love Mario Kart. The fucking item spam is insane. I choose not to buy the Switch 2 because I am not contributing to Nintendo's greedy anti-consumer practices. Glad they're winning, but the offense, I still don't trust him, obviously. Orion lets see him against the good teams, and Thompson seems like a hypocrite by pulling Castellanos in the last 2 games didn't. Maybe that was... I don't know, really. What to think of that. Maybe it was just to get a spark out of Nick. He made the good play yesterday, so we'll just see where it goes. In years past, at least they hit home runs. The 2 to 3 home runs are dead. What will happen in the playoffs? Dave Dombrowski had 3 plus. Yeah, he has to. Yeah. Braves 3. Yeah, Braves are just smoking them right now. Even without Harper, if they can't take 2 or 3 from the reeling Mets team, that's an issue. I agree. Mets won 6 straight, now lose 6 straight. I thought the Phillies were erratic. Well, it's basically with the Mets, a lot of people are saying it's the same thing compared to last season with the Phillies. The Mets had a very easy schedule to start the year, and now they're starting to see more tougher competition. Let me see what their second half schedule is like, just compared to their first half schedule. Because they played a lot of Miami twice, Oakland, well, Athletics, Nationals, Pittsburgh, Boston, White Sox, Rockies, Nationals. They're playing Pittsburgh upcoming again. Baltimore. Yeah, their first half schedule definitely isn't the most difficult. Then their second half, they start with Cincinnati. They play the Angels. Look at this 3-game-series stretch: San Francisco, San Diego, San Francisco, Cleveland, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Seattle, Washington, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Miami, Detroit. Their second half, their July and August are definitely their toughest part of their schedule. Their September schedule: Detroit, Cincinnati, Philadelphia, Texas, San Diego. Their second half schedule is definitely harder. It definitely is compared to their first half. So I think that's what a lot of people are just comparing it to the Phillies schedule last year. And there probably is very much a lot of similarities there. So I'm not shocked. So they're probably coming back down to earth a little bit, but I still think they're a good team. But I do think their pitching is pitching a little bit above their heads. I think their pitching should come back down to earth in theory, because I don't think some of their starters are as good as their pitching. And also, Kodai Senga just got injured again. Now Miguel's hurt. So now they lost 2 guys in their rotation. So I have no idea when Sean Manaea is coming back. Frankie Montas, I think Franco said this in the chat, that Montas's rehab starts have not been good. So I don't know where it goes. Orion scares me when he throws sweepers in the... Yeah, that's the one thing that scares me about Orion. Yeah, Strom has been very ugly. Strom has been ugly since Alvarado was caught cheating. Never should have given... I was fine with the Nola contract. This is really the first year that he's dealt with injuries, so hopefully he just finds a way to come back from that stronger. I think there was a correlation to Nola not pitching good, injured. I think there was a correlation there. Peterson was good last year, but he was terrible in the past, and he's been good this year. So Weston Wilson gets sent down for Buddy Kennedy, but then they cut Clemens for Weston Wilson. What a dumb fuck. Man. The Mets' first Braves game is hilarious. Yeah, we do have a tough stretch coming up too. That's also a given. The Phillies do have a very tough stretch. It's probably tougher than the Mets, 100%. Because it's the Mets, Houston. It's Mets, Houston, Atlanta, San Diego. So that's a very tough, like a 4-series stretch. Mets, Houston, Atlanta, San Diego. That's a very tough stretch. Or just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the last 7 series are against very tough opponents. I know the Braves are below 500, but they can catch fire at any point. Mets, Astros, Braves, Padres, Reds, San Francisco, San Diego. That is a very tough stretch going into the All-Star break. If you can find your way to keep your head above water at that point and have a good record going into the All-Star break, you're probably fine going into the second half. You're 15 games above 500. If you could stay 10 games above 500 at least going into the All-Star break, I think you're good. 10, 15 games if you're still in that range, I think you're good. But yeah, we'll just see where everything takes us. I think Rob is speaking right now in post-game, but he's probably not saying anything important. So we'll see. Spencer Strider, in his last 2 starts, he has 21 strikeouts, just 1 earned run allowed. Looks like he is finding his groove again. Looks like it. And also, here's a stat. Cristopher Sanchez is the first Phillies pitcher to go 8 innings this year. They've gone 7 innings 17 times. Interesting. But yeah, that's basically it. And with most likely the Mets losing this game, you'll be going into the series this weekend against the Mets, tied for first place in the NL East. So it should be hopefully a fun series. Hopefully, in theory. So that'll do it for today, everybody. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. So don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Does me a great deal of service. You can also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Appreciate y'all.